It's rich and smooth and like a warm hug, you know, and it's I don't know, it's so genuine.
Great voices can often be hard to describe. You simply know them when you hear them. Randy Travis was one of those voices. He was one of the most recognized and beloved voices of the classic country era. Health issues, including a massive stroke, kept him out of the spotlight for years. He's too determined to stay away forever, though. Technology gave him his voice back and let him go back on tour. When the Grande Ole Opry celebrated its 100th anniversary, he was one of the major reasons it was an unforgettable night. Keep watching to learn why fans are in tears after Randy Travis's latest appearance. Randy's early success. Randy Travis was a leader in the neo-traditional country style. It honors the traditional, simple sounds of the genre while adding new flourishes to keep things fresh. He performed some of the biggest hits on country radio in the 80s. His first hit song, titled 1982, hit the charts in 1985. A continual wave of success followed. A few of the most well-known songs from Randy are, On the Other Hand, Forever and Ever, Amen, Too Gone, Too Long, Digging Up Bones, Deeper Than the Holler, Hard Rock Bottom of Your Heart. He's been one of the most successful male country singers of all time throughout his long career. He earned 7 Grammys, performed 16 Billboard #1 hits, and sold over 25 million records. Randy got inducted into the Grande Ole Opry, one of the biggest honors in country music, in 1986 when he was 27. He also entered the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2016. He even got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame to honor his acting accomplishments. His health struggles. In 2013, Randy was ready to release his first ever cover album, Influence Volume 1, The Man I Am. It would have featured him performing alongside more of the greatest artists in the genre. Those plans were halted by a health scare. He had to go to the hospital due to complications from viral cardiomyopathy. The chronic heart condition required the doctors to insert a permanent device to keep his heart pumping regularly. Things got even worse 3 days later. He suffered a nearly fatal stroke. He needed immediate surgery to reduce the swelling around his brain. While Randy was on life support with less than a 1% chance of survival, his wife Mary said he gave her a sign to continue on. She said, quote, "Even in his state, his semi-coma state, he squeezed my hand, and he laid there, and I saw this tear just fell. And it was, 1, 2 at a time. And I just went back to the doctors and I said, we're fighting this." They did everything they could to help Randy recover. He was admitted to a physical therapy facility to help him learn to walk again. After that, he was diagnosed with aphasia, a condition that makes it difficult to speak and remember words. It occurs in 1 in 3 patients who suffer the kind of stroke he did. The condition has unfortunately taken away Randy's singing ability. Mary wants everyone to remember that while he may not be able to say what he's thinking, he is fully aware of everything around him. She says, quote, "I want people to understand that Randy understands everything. It's just that he can't communicate as effectively as he once did." Randy proved his resilience and awareness by giving one of his final public performances. He sang Amazing Grace at George Jones's funeral. Mary remembers how they re-taught him to sing during his recovery. She said,
a little girl named Tracy who had a music degree, she would come in on her lunch hour, bring her keyboard, and started teaching Randy melody and song again. And so she started teaching him Amazing Grace. And the words from his memory bank up in his brain, which was the unaffected side, the words all came back to him. It was just a matter of the aphasia and forming the words that was the challenge.
They worked at it, letter by letter and word by word. They were all somewhere in his mind, and he simply had to access them. Fortunately for him, he did. He was able to put on a heartfelt performance, as Mary says.
I think when I put that microphone in his hand, he just became Randy Travis again. It was absolutely beautiful.
There weren't many dry eyes in the room after that performance. Still, there's a more recent one that stands out just as much, if not more. The Opry Appearance. Opry 100, a live celebration, was a televised celebration of the Grande Ole Opry's 100th anniversary. It was full of memorable moments. There were covers and duets from Reba McEntire, Trisha Yearwood, Kelsey Ballerini, and more. One moment is being touted as the highlight of the night. Carrie Underwood sang 2 of Randy's most well-known songs, 3 Wooden Crosses and Forever and Ever, Amen. At the end of the second one, she went up to Randy sitting in the audience with his wife. She handed the mic to him to deliver the final Amen. The moment was met with a standing ovation. Fans took to social media to praise the tribute. Many of them said it made them teary-eyed. It was a powerful moment because it showed Randy was healing and that his ability to communicate is still there deep down. Why the performance was special for Carrie. Carrie didn't just choose to honor Randy because she was a fan. Of course, she was a fan. She began her tribute to Randy by telling a story about how her sister had a Randy Travis cassette, and once she pried it away, she never returned it. That was only the beginning. She has a special connection to him that makes the tribute all the more fitting. Being part of the Grande Ole Opry requires an invitation from an existing member. He welcomed her 7 years ago in 2008. It made her the perfect choice for tributing his legacy. She did it in such a simple but memorable way, it'll go down in country music forever. Randy's life today. The effects of Randy's health issues persist. He's relearned how to walk, but has to use a wheelchair for long trips. The aphasia is also present. He's only able to sing a few bars, and Mary often has to come along for interviews to help him communicate. Despite it all, Randy isn't ready to retire. Making music is what he loves to do, and a bit of difficulty communicating isn't going to make him stop doing it. Randy's future. He's planned a More Life tour. It's an ambitious plan with 30 dates across the country in 40 cities. His band and guest vocalist James Dupre will be coming along. He says, "The More Life tour celebrates something so much more than a musical moment in time. It's a gift to me to spend time with my fans and my band as James Dupre perfectly presents the songs that best define my career." He released his first new single, Where That Came From, in 2024. AI technology helped fill in the gaps that aphasia created in the mind. It scanned his previous works to help recreate his voice. They used technology to combine it with James's voice and create a replica. James is a superfan who's always wanted to sound like Randy, and thanks to the right technology, now he can. He can also help bring his music to new generations. The procedure is complicated and required an expert touch. It's a tedious process to get right. Eventually, they found a mixture that fans and the band could appreciate. James says,
You know, what I love about the shows is that people are very skeptical when they come, and understandably so, because they don't know what I sound like or how I'm going to sound singing Randy's songs. But the great thing is that after every show, people are just, you go on social media and read comments about the show, and it's just all positive, and it's not just about the songs, it's about the videos, and it's about, seeing Randy, and it's telling the whole story about his career, and his life, and I think that it's a very moving experience for a lot of people.
It's of course especially moving for Mary and Randy. She said, quote, "All I ever wanted since the day of a stroke was to hear that voice again." It was an emotional experience for her husband as well. As she put it, quote, "Randy, I remember watching him when I first heard the song after it was completed. It was beautiful because at first he was surprised, and then he was very pensive, and he was listening and studying, and then he put his head down and his eyes were a little watery. I think he went through every emotion there was in those 3 minutes of just hearing his voice again." Randy's also planning to create a biopic of his life called Forever and Ever Amen. It'll be produced by him and his wife. When describing her hopes for the movie, she said,
"We have been able to see what his music does for us in our lives, but I think now with the movie on the big screen, we're going to get to see what music meant to Randy Travis."
Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite song of Randy Travis? Let us know in the comments section below.